Hi, Aki Matsumura here. Have you ever experienced those days where you just didn't feel like doing anything, or you didn't feel like practicing, or you just didn't feel motivated on just that specific day, regardless how inspired you are or how motivated you are to getting to the perfect goal that you want to hit or the mission that you're working for, right? Whether you came off your season and you're so excited to build and regroup for the next season next year, and you have all the thoughts, all the strategy, all the ideas of what you want to put in there and what to do next. Or maybe you came off a golf tournament or a golf round with playing some of your best golf ever, and you thought of new ways, strategies, and how you would even take it to the next level based on where you were at. But when it comes down to that day of what we actually have to do, we rationalize with ourselves and we start to negotiate with ourselves on why is it okay for us not to do it today because other things get important to get in the way. So I'm here to share with you that it happens to all of us in every aspect of our life, but it is a conscious decision that we're all making to rationalize or to negotiate with ourselves, to tell ourselves this is what's important to me, this is what I need to do. And I want to invite you to start yourself on this journey, start yourself on, I'm going to call it our 100 swing challenge, where you get outside and you swing the golf club 100 times every day, or maybe you have a big space inside, just find a safe space that you're not going to hurt anybody, you're not going to break anything, whether it's out in the yard, in the living room, in the garage, or in the driveway, where you can swing the golf club 100 times a day. And 100 times you may be thinking, seems like a lot, but the moment we start to add a little bit of variety, meaning if I just grab my 9-iron here and swung this 100 times, I'll probably get bored of it really quickly. So we always want to add a little bit of variety to help us, keep it exciting, right? So it's never flat, it's never the same old thing, and we can sustain it over long periods of time. So, for example, here I have 4 clubs with me. I have my 9-iron, I have my 7-iron, I have my sand wedge, and I have my driver. And what I'm going to do here is I just broke it down into 25 swings per golf club, and I've created a way to have it very, very intentional on what I'm trying to achieve for each club that I'm swinging. So for example, I'm going to get my 7-iron, and I'm going to start my first 25 swings. For the purpose of length, I'm not going to show you 25 swings on camera, but I'm going to get you through all 4 buckets of how I'll be doing this and give you some strategy on how to do it. So one is create variety. And with the variety, I'm saying 25 swings per club, and I'm going to add very, very specific intention. So when I come up here and I take my 25 swings, what I'm going to be doing is take intentional swings. So it's going to be like, I'm going to hit my 7-iron. My 7-iron goes 165 yards. So as I set up here, I'm looking down and I'm picturing 165 yards out there to a flagstick, and I'm taking 25 swings. So I'm looking at my target, I'm getting set, I'm taking swing number 1. I'll regroup, I'll see again. Okay, maybe this time is 160 yards. I'll get set up here, look, imagine, right, use your imagination and your creativity. What does 5 yards look like? So I'll think of maybe the flagstick coming 2 times in, but then I'll get set again. And I'll take another swing, and I'll do that for 25 times. So 25 very, very intentional swings. If you get out here and you're loosening up and you need to loosen up, right, you may be taking swings like this just to loosen up, right? But I do want to make sure you understand, like, when we get these 100 swings for success, it's going to be 100 intentional swings. So do whatever warm-up you need to do beforehand to put yourself in the best physical shape to be able to swing 25 intentional shots. As I get out of 7-iron, I'm going to say, well, now I'm going to hit my driver. And as I get to my driver, I'm picturing, maybe a hole on a golf course that I play at my home course that I really love doing, so I can picture what it looks like out there. And I'll get set and I'll look at it, and I'll actually hit an intentional swing that is going to be a drive. So I'm going to look down the fairway. For me, I like to hit a little draw from right to left that moves about 5 to 10 yards. So I'm going to be picturing that. And make my swing there. Every time I swing one, I'll get set up again. Picture my shot. And go ahead and make that. So 25 swings that way. As you're swinging it, you're going to feel a little bit tired because you're making intentional swings. So you may not be able to go in 25 in a row. You may take, 1 or 2, 3 swings, 5 swings, take like a little session just to get a breather, get a drink of water, come back out here. As I get to my next one, I'll move into my 9-iron, right? I did 2 full rounds. I would have done 2 full rounds of full shots, but I get my 9-iron. My 9-iron goes roughly 145. So instead of getting back into full swings, I'm going to say, I'm going to picture a 130-yard shot and think of, whether I'm on a driving range and there's a 130-yard marker, or on a golf course and a very close to a 130-yard shot that I've hit recently or that is memorable to me. So then I'll come up here and I'll be picturing that shot and that distance. So when I get set up, I'm going to take in the intention for a 130-yard shot. And I'll kind of even picture hitting it and seeing what the ball will look like based on how that motion felt for me, based on how that club made a pass through the grass, right? I'm getting all this awareness. And I'll do it another time. And again, I'm going to do 25 very, very intentional swings and shots that I'm doing out here. And for my last group of 25, I'm going to be hitting some wedge shots. So I'm looking at the end of my yard here, where I'm going to be picturing, well, there's a bucket out here, or my trash can, that's about 15, 17 yards out this way. So I'm going to try and pretend that I'm hitting a shot in there for my wedge control. So I'm going to be looking in, seeing how the ball needs to fly in there, and I'm going to deliver. And so like that one for me, I had some pretty good feedback because I hit the grass, and I hit too much of the grass. So I know like my initial feedback on that one probably would have ended up 5 or 6 yards short on a 15-yard wedge shot here. So it gives me some feedback to I'm not just making all of these swings like this, right? I'm being super patient and disciplined of how the shots I want to hit. I'm going to be looking out to that bucket again, and I'll hit it. That one felt a lot better, and I'm imagining what that shot feels like. Again, as I hit all of these swings here, they're super intentional, or you would be working on what you see fit for your golf game, your motion that you want. For me, because I can't see the ball fly, I'm super intentional with club face. So I'm always thinking like, how is this club face pointing relative to like the direction that I'm swinging? So I have a tool just to show you what I'm working on, and I'm not saying this is what you'll work on, but for me, because I can't see ball flight, I'm always I want to get as much awareness of club face as possible so I can control where the ball is. We don't have that luxury at home for me to do this, where I can see what the ball looks like as it flies and adjust on that. So, for my belief, we know that the ball's going to take off and move in the direction of where this club face points. So, for example, if I'm swinging and I'm aiming it straight towards you, that club looks straight, but for the purpose of just what's going on in my head and how I'm processing these shots as I'm practicing, is I'm super intentional on when I hit it, I want that club face to be pointing at my target. So when I go back and I swing back down, I'm thinking, what is it going to take for me to have that club pointing at the target, right? So I'll be getting here, right? Then to my finish on this side. Again, if you're somebody that may be slicing the ball, that means our club face is pointing too far to the right when we swing, and it's a perfect opportunity at home to try and fix it. So if I picture this, my intention when I swing is when I get back to the ball at impact, I want that club to be pointing left before I finish. Or if I'm somebody that hooks it to the left too much, right, I want to make sure at impact I'm going to be pretty disciplined of having that club face point slightly more to the right before I get to my finish. And you know, I'm not sure what you guys would be working on specifically, but that would be an example for myself of what I'm going through as I'm swinging. It gives me a relative target. It gives me an awareness of what the face is doing. I'm swinging in the yard, so I have texture of grass. But if I didn't have grass, I might get a mat and hit it in a mat in the driveway just to feel something come through, right? Building in this awareness. So, as we get through this, I want to challenge you guys all to get outside and swing it 100 swings a day and find the time to do it, right? The things that that may hold you back on this, right? The most common errors that you might find by doing this is you may do it today or you may do it tomorrow, but you're going to find it very difficult to do it over a long period of time. Give yourself a goal. So the challenge here is to do it for the next 21 days, to swing it outside or in the house, or do it 100 swings a day for 21 straight days. You know, there's tons of research out there that says doing something on a frequent basis for 21 days starts to, you know, creates a new habit for yourself, right? And excuse me. And doing something for 5 days in a row creates the momentum to build that habit, right? So the moment you get past that day 5, right, day 6 through 21 becomes a lot easier. So the hardest days that you're going to find and the most disciplined days are days 1 through 5, right? Beyond just doing it for 21 days though, right, there's a lot more behind the science and research of what makes it a habit. It's not just coming out here. If I just come out here and show up for 21 days and just make these swings with no intention, right, and think it's going to be a habit, that's not driving me towards anything that I'm trying to accomplish. So even if I did it for 21 days, or even if it got my first jump start at 5 days, you know, it's not going to sustain to the habit that I want it to go. You want to drive your intention, saying like, when I come out here, I'm doing my practice sessions right now for this specific reason, right? I'm trying to create, or I'm wanting to create this result, this outcome, and that is why I'm taking out these tools that I want to have here. For this case, I'm using 4 clubs. Maybe you might have 2 clubs. Maybe you might have your whole bag and go through a little session like this, but we want 100 swings. But you need to drive it with intention, and that connectivity to the result you want to get is what drives the result and what also drives you to get the new habit, right? Another thing that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you celebrate, right? We take it for granted that, well, I'm just going to go through these motions and I'm going to go do it and it should be good. But again, if we don't celebrate success, just coming out here on day 1 and doing 100 swings with intention, and maybe you got out here and you did 100 swings, but at the end you said, well, maybe 25 of them were super intentional, the other 75 I got a little bit distracted. Still celebrate, be aware of what happened, but celebrate the fact that, oh, I got here, I spent the time to get 100 swings out. Out of that, I got 25 highly productive swings and shots in there, which is going to get me 25 shots closer to that outcome and target, right? And celebrate, like, and say yes. You know, give yourself a little treat. Give yourself whatever it is that allows you to connect back to why we're doing what we're doing. If you never celebrate the little wins and we're waiting for that big one, but we won't really appreciate the big one when it comes, because our values and goals and the emotions that we're in are always changing. So celebrate the little things, right? Even if you had one swing that you really connected to, and the other 99 kind of your mind was wandering around, still celebrate the fact that you came out. Maybe you came out and was distracted the whole time, right? Celebrate the fact that, you know, it might be day 6, I did it for 5 days in a row, and today, like, something was on my mind, and I came out. I did my best to be intentional, but I couldn't get in there. But celebrate the fact that you took the time to come out. You moved towards what you wanted yourself to do. You said, I'm going to do this, and you did it. Right? At the end of the day, when we're building habits to transform our life, especially if you want to transform your golf game too, right? It's not about getting yourself and just doing it when you feel like it. A lot of times it's just doing it because you're telling yourself, I want to do it. You're telling yourself, I have to do it. You're telling yourself, I need to do it, and then you do it. If you just live by this principle of doing everything that you tell yourself you're gonna do, then your life changes forever. All right, too many times we start negotiating with our thoughts and our mind to rationalize, like, why is it okay now? Should I do this later? And most of the time we lose the battle of the negotiation to our thoughts and our mind, right? The skill that you're trying to gain here is, yes, we want to get really good at golf, but you want to get extremely well at telling yourself what you want to do and then doing it, right? You'll always have that thought in your head that's telling yourself that something else is more important, right? At the end of the day, you're the only one that knows how important something is to you. So commit yourself to something. Make it today, the day that you say, I commit to doing 100 swings over the next 21 days to change my life forever, right? And see the impact of what it's going to do after 21 days, right? And build that skill of doing what you tell yourself to do, no matter what, right? You'll always be able to find time to swing this thing 100 times some part of the day, even if you got to break it up. 25 swings in one section, 25 swings in another section, you break it up in 4 different components. You'll always be resourceful enough to find ways to get there, right? So go ahead and get yourself started. Commit to yourself right now and say, today's the day I'm going to transform my life. I'm going to get to every golf goal, life goal, outcome target that I ever want to get to, and it all starts right now.